over here, but we'll meet at 101 on Saturday, upcoming on the 25th, so that people can find us. And we've invited Rainbow Grocers, some restaurant workers, food system workers, some cooperatives, and we'll be talking about organizing for the 27th, which is the day to occupy the food system. A lot of people are doing actions, including turning lots into community gardens, having seed exchanges. In Oakland, at the Uhuru House on the 25th, they'll be doing garden plantings there, so people can head over there afterwards. We can orient them. And on the 27th, they're having an action at the Casa Faranga Worker Collective. But in San Francisco on the 27th, we'll be having a seed bank. We'll be sharing seeds, sharing information and skills about growing food and growing medicine sustainably. And we'll have a march with a puppet show over to a grocery store, teach people about genetically modified organisms and food and the alternatives, and talk about how we can grow food together as a community. So that's on the 27th, starting at noon at 101. And if you want to organize for it, we're going to meet on Saturday at 101 at 11 a.m.
Awesome, thank you, Ryan.
Does anybody want
any other working group report backs?
The baby awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. We'll move on to the proposal section, and I'm going to explain consensus quickly. Basically, consensus is us all. We have 100% consensus here at OccupySF, which means one person can block in the proposal and not go forward. And the consensus process is basically us compromising and coming together, putting our ideas in a big pot of stew, and having an awesome meal come out at the end of it. So we all put our ideas together, and I would just ask that everybody here be very respectful of each other. You know, we're all feeling pretty good tonight. We're in this beautiful spot. It's a beautiful night.
Just keep recording.
We get to sit down. There's no streetcar going by making a racket. So let's just have the good memories of the time we were here transform themselves into our consensus process. I ask, please.
And if I can just add something, often we don't quite agree with someone else's proposal or idea. So before you block it, if you can imagine ways that you can present amendments or small changes to that proposal so that we can work together to review it.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to hear the reasons you don't like a proposal if you feel very strongly about it. We want to know about that, and we want to make it so that we can all live with something and agree with it. And Raul, did you want to say something?
Yeah, that's one of the great things about not voting on it until the next meeting, because we get to come up with our immediate questions and concerns and get things clarified and understood, and any kind of misunderstandings come out well before anyone's. It can't get rushed into a voting situation without that kind of interplay.
Absolutely, and that is part of our new procedure, or it's sort of old now, but basically if you want to, if you have a proposal, it has to be brought up at least one GA prior to the, it has to be brought up to the GA one prior to it, and then we have time to think about it, discuss it, and then it can be passed to the next GA, unless it's time sensitive or an emergency. And do you have a question, sir? We're working on it. We're working on it, damn it. So, if people have, and also another.
We are the people, right? We're the ones
Definitely.
that support the corporations. So when are they going to bow down back to them?
Definitely, we're actual people, not
Yeah,
judicial, fictitious people. So, also, a proposal has to be written down so that we can have an actual record of it, and you have to have 3 people behind you. So, individuals have to make a couple of friends if you want to have a proposal, which should be a pretty easy thing to do since we're all friends. Okay, so does anyone have a proposal that they'd like to bring before OccupySF tonight?
Yes.
Anyone raise their hand that has a proposal that they want to bring tonight, just so we can see how many they're going to be? One, two. Derek, you have a point of process?
So, point of process, when you're making a proposal here at the General Assembly of OccupySF, one of the rules is you have to have 3 people all together that support the proposal. It has to be written down, and it gets tabled at the first one unless it's an emergency.
You already said that. Yeah, but
So if you guys, people have proposals, I'd like to write down like just a little short word that's associated so we know how much material we have to go through for the remaining part of the meeting. So.
And can I just see a show of hands? How many people have a proposal that's either an emergency or it's one that was brought up before and they'd like to pass it tonight? 1, 2, 3. I know Rob has one too. Okay, so we have 4. Okay, we have about 4. Okay, great. So can we hear the proposals first? This is the first time you're bringing it.
Yeah, I need to pull my computer, so let's make people go first.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks.
We have a proposal that was presented on Tuesday.
Mike,
about equipment sharing that's gonna
I need you to hold this so I can pull my computer out.
Okay.
Thank you.
And there's 3 proposals that are new. Is that correct?
Maybe 4.
Where's Dharma burning at?
Right there.
Okay. Yeah. He'll signal you.
I'll go first. Mine's very easy. At Noisebridge, we have one rule, and our rule is be excellent to each other. It's been Village Head. And so I propose that rule for Occupy. Whatever you guys think about that. It works pretty good for us.
That's written down. Any other
What do you mean he's going to signal
proposals
me?
being brought for the first time?
Use your field support.
Okay.
Wow.
There's an issue.
Okay, great. So, oh yeah, be excellent. We have to wait on this one too. We can't just pass it now, unfortunately. It's an emergency. Yeah, thank you. So, Rob says it is an emergency. So, we have, it sounds like 4 proposals. Oh, do you want to say something about it?
You guys autonomous action.
Yes.
This can be a policy statement that can be referred to
Form a committee.
I plan to
Okay,
externalize
so,
excellent.
James is first? Okay, James, you want to Okay, who else had a proposal?
I was going to suggest we make that a motto for the purpose of the agenda moving forward.
So I've talked about
Rather
how we're
than
going to do on
you.
the 27th. Keep the proposal really short. I brought this on Tuesday as a written proposal, and I'm just going to say it again. Basic proposal is I propose OccupySF participates in the Day of Action to occupy the food supply on February 27, 2012. I propose we gather to share seeds, skills, resources, experience, and visions of growing food and medicine sustainably. I propose we post this on the website and calendar.
Excellent. So, if it's okay with everybody, I would like to just move forward with this proposal right now. I'd like to hear concerns, though. Does anyone have any concerns or clarifying questions for Ryan about this?
Could you repeat it? I'm sorry.
It's endorsing the Occupy the food bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, food system.
Yeah, the specific language is that we participate in the Day of Action. So we're not necessarily endorsing every other action going on nationally, but we're participating in it. That's all.
So do we have any clarifying questions or concerns for Ryan?
Is this the day of the food exchange, the seed exchange?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna share seeds outside the Bank of America. We're gonna have like a seed bank. So if you have seeds that you can share, please bring them. If you have other things you can share, like some written materials or some skills or knowledge about growing food in the past, or maybe about some regenerative technology or whatever you're interested in, please bring it forward and share it. And we're going to have some workshops that have already been scheduled. Some people are teaching about nutrition, some people are teaching about soil health, and someone is going to be teaching for Jay workshop. So there's a lot of opportunities here to really do what we want to reskill each other and start to grow what we need together.
Awesome, thank you. So, are there any other
I was just like kind of starting. Like maybe it's a good. I don't know if it's a good idea to like share that with your gardener friends or people that have gardens. Like bring some cuttings or something if that works for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please do send this invitation out. I can send a list around. Maybe people can put their emails on it, and then I can send you the invitation we have written up. You can forward it forward.
Any other? Oh, right. Ryan, can you post this to the website?
Do I know how to do that? I've done it before. I'll try to figure it out.
I could volunteer to post it.
Yeah, we can do it.
V, you had a concern, a question?
We'll contact the members of our autonomous action group to see if they would be willing to do it again. Robert?
When did you want to start? I'm sorry, excuse me.
On that day.
What date? The
January
27th?
27th, yeah, a Monday, February.
Put me down,
February.
yeah, put me down.
You will do it?
I'll help.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any other concerns or questions about this proposal? Alright, so if we can consent on this as Occupy San Francisco being one big happy family, put your thumb up, please. If you'd like to stand aside, put your thumb to the side, please. Are there any blocks? Hooray! It passed. Hooray. Okay, there was a stand aside? Who stood aside?
Hi, Renee.
How's it going?
Good, buddy. I was going to call you today, but I left your number at my office.
Downstar, did you stand aside?
No.
Okay.
But you're going to speak soon?
I think so.
Did you stand aside, sir? Would you like to explain your stand aside? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we have 3 more proposals, I believe. Richard, would you like to state your proposal?
So we have a food proposal to take care of the hundreds of pounds of food that I have left over every night, so we can use it for outreach, to do good things, to make Occupy grow. So we have an approved proposal for $300 or less, some kind of refrigeration that the guys that do this stuff will take care of. But the only thing we have is a change of address. So in the sense of transparency, we want to let everybody know that we can't use Ashley's house because her husband didn't want to have a refrigerator in there. They're worried about the utility bill. So we do have a house in Daly City that has a lot of Occupy people in it that will take the refrigerator. So now that we have a new address, but it's a free proposal, we just want to let you know there's a change of address. So we've got it. So all this food that we got like tonight will go to refrigeration, but we're going to give long term, which is a place where I can take it every night, not just when we can work it out and store it someplace. So we just have a change of address. It's going to be in Daly City instead of San Francisco.
Can we get an address for the
So it's already a food proposal, but the Finance Committee was concerned about transparency, so we just want to let you know there's a change of address. We're just trying to be polite.
So it's not a proposal, it's more like an announcement.
Well, it's an amendment.
And I already announced it.
You already announced it.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you for the return.
That's it. So we're going to get that house, get the refrigerator. So I know I'm not sitting there with a lot of food I don't know where to go with.
We already announced it.
Do we have a refrigerator yet?
You guys decide.
It's already passed.
It's already passed. We just want to change of address. That's all. Trying to be clear.
So next on stack is James. Are you ready, James?
Sure.
Okay, you want the microphone? No, I didn't.
youtube.com, OccupySF live stream from the OccupySF website. As a member of the OccupySF video team, comms media, outreach, and other work groups, since I walked up the BART steps on 10, 10, 11, I've seen many people come and go from all work groups, including the ones I participated in, more excellent than others. The live stream team was the first team I joined. In fact, it was comms. It was how people knew what was going on. The protest sites and a primary info source of Occupy nationally and internationally. Together with consistency to restore a significant communication loss to the rest of the world, with the new station already created and in process of configuration. Background and overview and general report. This channel was the channel that I'm asking to be removed, was approved by GA consensus and to be administered by Bellstar approximately a month ago. To date, the previous owner has refused to turn over the account as promised and required by Occupy San Francisco Comms Media and Live Stream Guidelines. This channel is controlled by a person who has bypassed established procedure, does not attend GA, will not cooperate or compromise with comms, media, or video teams, and refused mediation on numerous occasions by various people. This situation has created confusion among viewers and concern. OSF is non-functional. In addition, undue strain and workload has been placed upon members of the streaming video team to re-establish the GA approval free premium channel from live stream.
So in like 1 or 2 sentences, can you say what the basic proposal is?
Yes, the proposal is to move livestream.com /OccupySF live stream from the Occupy website.
Okay, so do we have any clarifying questions about this? Chris is our stack taker, so please get Chris to
Do you guys have changing places?
Yes, OccupySFTV. Nice and short, easy to find. Yes, we would need to contact Livestream and have them transfer the premium account from the one that it's on over to the new account that's being configured. If you guys don't like the name, please take suggestions. We all take suggestions. So.
My question is only the question as to whether this is really a time sensitive that it can't wait for it to be discussed and consensus.
Sure, I can amend that. I can amend that.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else have a clarifying question about this? It's not going to be passed on. It's not going to be consent upon today. We're going to do the 2-step process.
I was at the meeting where this came up before and there wasn't some consensus. But when I left the meeting, giving a couple of people a ride back, there was discussion about the backstory of this issue. And I felt bad that I was hearing the backstory in a...
Speak it loud, please.
I hear you. Bad. After this came up the last time and we had some sort of consensus, I felt bad that I heard the backstory of the fight that's going on only in the car leaving the meeting, rather than the meeting itself. So I'm not going to block it, but I think we deserve some sort of explanation of the ongoing controversy, etc., so that it's not sort of done in the dark. I'm just asking for more transparency about the issue.
It's just an ugly story.
Direct response, or if you'd like more information, I can certainly get with you after. I'd hate to waste the GA's time.
I think the GA really just...
Or if the GA wants to know,
it could be,
do it now.
Could be just a one sheet that's handed out for people with background information.
Nice little brief.
A debriefing on the situation from beginning to end?
Yeah.
I'll try to squeeze that into a page, certainly. Next GA.
So, sorry for being a little back and forth, guys. be back. Really, I came to make that announcement that I made. So, if I'm going to deal, I guess, with this ridiculous issue, I guess now is the time. So, the backstory that I'm aware of in this particular situation involves a lot of like personal attacks and really super unexcellent behavior. And I have had personally a lot of issues with this particular individual behaving in a way that was very difficult to work with. And I know that a number of people have had problems working with this particular individual. And so, as we all don't want to deal with drama, and as we all want to walk away from this issue and want to not be in the middle of some sort of stupid power struggle, we are. And I think we really need to look at who's someone that continually has problems with everyone that is trying to work with them. And then do we want to look away while they try and control what's happening and change what's happening to be what they want, using personal attacks on people who are trying to help. And I just honestly, like, we do need to deal with that, guys. And elephant in the fucking room.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to continue with the discussion. I just really ask that as we move forward, the people express their concerns and maybe not to attack individuals. Express your concerns about maybe behavior instead of a person. Next one, sir.
James.
So I was sort of made aware about the situation through emails going back and forth on Google groups, and my suggestion for this, my amendment to this proposal, if we're going to do this, that both parties who are involved in the conflict step away from the live stream group until there is mediation, and mediation that is brought to GA and confirmed. Because, you know, it seems to me ridiculous. I don't care about the drama, I really don't, but we're not going to punish one person and not the other, or, you know, it seems like the other person's being punished in my mind, I guess. And so I think it's really important that we treat everyone equally here, and at least take a time out from the job and, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to be reasonable. Sorry.
So I understand about personal attacks. In the last 4 days, there have been 4 violent incidents, and once I even had to call the police. So one of the things is that persons with strong personalities are attracted to this movement, and it's very difficult to separate somebody who's working and the issues that they bring with them. When you come down here, you're invited to come, but you're also invited to leave. When you're invited to leave, you're not invited to leave forever. You can come back, but it's hard to deal with all the issues that we're working down here, and when it's hard for people to work together and to communicate, and the first step is being there even when you don't want to be. And if the person's not here right now, how can we work it out with them? If they're not being represented right now, it's because they are not here.
Just want to say I was at a meeting where some of this conflict was attempted to be resolved. I did see the person refuse mediation, and I think although we want to encourage mediation, you know, we can't hog tie him and drag him, you know. He says no, he says no. Also, it was consented by the group that he return the passwords, and he refused. I saw that, I heard it with my own eyes, and that is a fairly big deal to me.
Okay, so everyone, Stack is closed, and we have a couple more people on Stack, but I would like, since this is the point of clarifying questions and concerns, it sounds like more of a discussion. Maybe we can move into the discussion section, since you can't even pass this proposal tonight, since James amended it not to be time sensitive. So I would like us to talk about this, but we have a few more proposals that
Sorry, gang.
Tonight, and so we will talk about this in the discussion section. And the 2 more people that are on Stack are going to speak, and that is Bell. First.
Bell's still. Bellstar, you're ready.
Excuse me, I just wanted to speak to the issue because of respect all. We have tried mediation both from the working group and the independent working group with at least 2 or 3 people. The last person was Jane, and she tried because she was totally uninvolved, and we still can't achieve mediation. So that's where we're at this point.
Oh no! Just a battery.
Need it. Proposal for the finance committee. I was just gonna say that I really don't like bringing proposals like this in front of the GA. I really don't even want to have to do this. But last time I brought a proposal, it was for a situation which we're not going to refer to. It was difficult to deal with. It was for people who were afraid to voice their opinion themselves, and I was put in the firing range for that. And I don't mind being in the firing range. That's why I'm here. This is Occupy, and you know, I'm here do or die. And this is, you know, one thing that concerns me is that we didn't keep the old station on. It was corrupt and given away and whatnot from somebody else here. That station was removed from the website, and since this station is not being collaborating or cooperating within Occupy, the reason they don't come to GA is because they don't feel like it. They know it's being streamed, so they watch it from there. And so I think the website, that web address, we'll make a new one. It won't be that hard. And, I'm sorry? Well, so are you recommending an amendment? I say not, because the other person is taking over the old channel, doesn't care if they're on our website or not. They're doing just fine, and I'm working in collaboration with that person at this time. And they're a great person to work with, and there was a misunderstanding 4 months ago. I'm hoping that in 4 months, the misunderstanding will be reconciled and we can work with Ben. Different Ben.
Thank you very much. We're going to have a discussion about this afterwards, but now we have a Bellstar's proposal. You have a proposal?
Don't give her the megaphone.
Yeah, really.
You.
Careful when you take it from me. Okay, the first proposal is, and where's Rob? Because I think it
He went that away.
presented through him, but it has to do with the injunction. It went through the finance committee, and they were going to refer it to you for $500 to take care of filing fees and bus transportation and a phone for one of our witnesses who's going to be a plaintiff, and etc. So, Rob, can you explain more from the finance committee, or?
We approved the request.
Okay, Rob says they approved the request, so we're bringing it back to GA. This is the second time. Look for approval to get the, or try to get the injunction to find the sit line law unconstitutional as overbroad and as applied in the chilling of First Amendment rights of occupiers.
Do you have any clarifying questions about this proposal?
Michael, yeah. What is the finance impact? How much is the amount of money that
It would be $500 for the filing fees, communication, transportation for the witnesses, and miscellaneous printing and
legal
proof of
fees.
service.
And the overall cost would be approximately
$500.
Oh, total $500.
Yeah, for the cost of the injunction.
Okay.
It's pretty cheap as far as law stuff.
The gentleman on the top row, please.
Oh, and also, yeah, if you want to have a clarifying question, get Chris's attention, please.
Did you want to be on staff?
You were waving your hand, sir? You were waving your hand to get attention?
Did you want to speak?
Yeah, sure. You have a clarifying
Thanks,
question
Mike.
about?
Good
Okay.
job, Jeff.
What was the issue?
Okay, I guess he does know.
clarifying question. That's what I was just going to ask. Clarifying question is, are you
The legal issue?
Yes.
We're challenging the no sit, no lie as applied to OccupySF and getting an injunction against them.
Yes, I have a question about that.
Well,
Yes.
I do have a
let's
question.
let Phil finish, then you can go, sir.
Excuse me.
So, are you asking for the approval to for the money to start this process, or are you asking for approval to file a claim? Are you asking for approval for the money, or are you asking for approval for the money and filing for a claim?
The latter. For both, that absolutely. There's no sense in giving me money without
Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
filing a claim.
I guess my Sid line question is, how does that progress the movement?
How does that?
If the Sid line law were turned away, if it did not exist, how would that address the 1% movement?
The 1% movement. Okay, number one, any unconstitutional law should be overturned.
Any movement you want to talk about?
Any movement.
Okay, any movement you want to talk about, the Constitution should be paramount. And when any overbroad ordinance can be used to chill a particular group's rights, it can be used against any other group. That is how it affects the 99%.
Yes, I have a response to that.
You can get on stack again, sir, if you want to say something else.
Every potential question, every potential law has a consequence.
Can I write that down?
If we look at every possible consequence, we're dead.
Nobody? Oh.
We need to think about a single focused issue.
Okay, this is our clarifying questions right now.
Right. I know.
This is the single issue of a law being so overbroad that it can be used exclusively against Occupy and selectively used to chill the First Amendment rights of a political group, in contrast to what it was meant to do.
My bad.
Well, I'm not going to even reach there. What it was meant to do, we don't know because it's overbroad and has been applied to Occupy as a sword.
Okay, so is there a question here? Anyone stop? Okay.
So one of the reasons about sit lie, because it's been used against members of our movement, we're holding public space, and that's one of the things that Occupy does. We hold public space, and when we do that as in a form of protest. When you're sitting or lying and protesting, that's a First Amendment right. When somebody takes that away from you, that's taking away your freedom of speech because you're sitting down in protest, and you're not just doing that. You're in a General Assembly. You can also be doing other things, but it's a way to discriminate against people that are trying to hold the space for a long period of time, because we are there all day. We don't camp there all the time because the police mess with us, but we try to hold it all day, and we need a place to sit.
Can you repeat that, Derek?
Well, it's also, we also had a point of process right here. I don't want us to disregard. I don't want to disregard our process.
It's already been taken care of.
It's already been taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you just everyone make contact with Chris?
My friend of the court brief is that we do plenty of things at Occupy that, we don't focus on just one thing, and when occupiers are being attacked.
I was. I asked to be on stack.
Chris right here is the stack taker. So please get his attention and then he'll call on you. So Peter, you're on stack, but I want us to respect stack and respect Chris, please, and us all. Who's next, Chris?
Was he still talking? Peter was still talking.
It's okay. It's okay. I thought I was next.
No biggie. Sorry about that. So,
here's my perspective. Sit-lie is bad in every possible way imaginable. Number one, it was written to harass the homeless was its original intent. Number two, it was originally intended, and they were pretty upfront about it, to be selectively enforced. They never, they were upfront that they would not enforce it against nice middle-class people picnicking. However, they did say that they would also not use it against activists. They're now using it against activists, us in particular. So there's 4 reasons right off the bat that the sit-lie law is against everything that I think we believe and stand for.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah.
This is directly an Occupy issue. This is not tangential. This is not something out of left field, in my opinion. This is something that speaks directly to the work we do. I don't see this as particular. I mean, unless you had an issue with the cost, I wouldn't see this as a particularly controversial matter at all. We are being attacked. We need to take legal steps, and we need to defend the community. One of the main things that we do as occupiers is defend the community, and so I support this because of that. Thank you.
Any questions, Bell?
Hi there.
Bell.
Any question?
Yeah, I hear it.
I know that the ACLU and NLG have been involved in various legal stuff for Occupy, and I was curious if there's any consultation or coordination with them on this issue.
Okay, let's get into that particular herding of cats. Number one, the NLG is basically, in my opinion, an attorney referral service. They do not provide bail. They will be there at the arraignment. They do not go to the judge after hours and try to get an OR with you, so you have to wait until you are OR'd or cited out. Sometimes they show up in court, sometimes they don't. And when they do, they're able to either assign one of their attorneys to help you if you're indigent, or they shuffle you over to the public defender. Onward to the ACLU, I have considered consulting them, but so far all they've offered is bookmarks with the first 10 amendments to the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
Here, hello. Thank you, I'm next. Can everybody hear me without the mic? Thank God. It turns out I was arrested on sit-lie on December 19th. Tomorrow I see my lawyer, Tony Serra, who's the same lawyer that did Purple's case, and we're going to bring the issue to court on May 25th. And you're all welcome. You love Tony Serra. I love Tony Serra, yeah.
Are you going to be one of our witnesses? Yes.
Of course, why not?
Rich. His name is Rich. You're on staff, Rich? I mean, you're... Say what you want to say.
Okay. So are we basically our own counsel at this point? To where we're opposing pretty much everything that's going on. At this point, I think as far as the system goes, we know the system is a failure, dude. I mean, everybody knows that. But it goes on for greed. And for corporate greed, they control everything, right? We all know that. And so, I'm asking, are we our own counsel to be like, we're gonna stay here and do this until we are actually heard by everybody?
Yep. Affirmative.
Yeah. Everybody needs to know the truth. And the truth will set you free. It's corny, but damn, it's the truth. So there you go.
Thank you very much, Nick. So my question is, and it's only because I've been busy with other crap that I don't know the answers. But so when money is given for these kinds of things do we now have a process in place that actually tracks and gets receipts and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know it's been an issue before, so I just want to make sure that it's like, all right, cool.
Does anyone else want to get off stack? Get Chris's attention?
No.
On guard.
So Mark's brought up a good point. Mark's brought up a good point. He was arrested on said lie. I assume he has a defense against it, saying he's exercising his First Amendment rights.
Right.
I'm assuming that this is the strategy of Mr. Serra. Okay, my question is this. Are you proposing that this be a combination or a series of suits brought by the people who have been arrested in the standing? Are you suggesting or planning to have this be an organization or a movement bringing this suit to protect everybody in the movement? Can you explain the legal structure of what you're proposing to do?
Who's the plaintiff?
Well, essentially, we have an ordinance in San Francisco that I believe is unconstitutional, and we can prove so that it would affect San Francisco and potentially, and only potentially, other jurisdictions that have sit lie laws in place. It probably would have a great effect on us. Number two, you were asking about whether this was just a series of lawsuits or one, or what was going on. As far as I'm concerned, this is one lawsuit. Now, I'm going to let you all in. I think that after we have this win, we should consider, but I will come back to GA with this, to go against the shelter, because we were camping, or were we sheltering ourselves? Under the Fourth Amendment, we have a right to our privacy, and you don't have privacy if you can't shelter yourselves. Okay, but I don't want to mix the issues. So, yeah, actually, I have an agenda. That's my agenda, and it goes a little bit beyond that, but I think if we get a couple of wins going, or at least this first one, that we're in a stronger position to run against them with the other one.
It's basically the first salvo in an ongoing campaign.
So
and
this
it's cool
this is
that
an
Mark
action
is
on behalf of OccupySF, or is it an action?
On behalf of OccupySF.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. And the likelihood for that being just declaratory relief? Is it an injunction? Is it?
Well, we probably try to go in on the easiest one, which is declaratory relief. Declare it unconstitutional based upon our evidence.
Yes.
Once you have a declaration, then in the same papers you can ask for an injunction, permanently barring them from enforcing any action under that ordinance.
Is this a municipal court or a federal court?
Greg is on stack now. I just want to know who the plaintiff is. So what's that?
The plaintiff? The plaintiff is, as I understand it, Rob, Mark, David, and Derek at this point. I'm thinking that we may name or subpoena the mayor and the chief of police and other such criminals.
It makes a lot of sense. It's right.
People who are arrested for some lie.
Good. Well, thank you.
Wait,
so
I'm confused. Is this a case that is to defend occupiers who are facing charges because of sit lie, or is it a case that's going to try to repeal sit lie?
Both.
Second.
Well, it's not even repeal. If it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional.
Be struck down.
Yeah.
Have it struck.
You know,
Declared
they can't use
null
it.
and
Everybody
void.
who's got a citation, they don't have to worry about it.
I see. So, but are we going for the broader issue, or are we going for the specifics?
The broader issue, the entire civil law being unconstitutional.
That went pretty well, I think.
What's the
Okay, so anyone else on stack now?
That's why.
I'd also ask maybe that we could possibly, unless anyone has anything really pressing, never mind, it's pretty pressing.
So when you do illegal action, you have to have persons that the laws was targeted against, and that's how come you have people whose case you represent And then once you have people who are representing for that case, then you have people supporting them or people that a whole group behind you. And I was in the middle of a sustainability working group, and I also had a free speech pamphlet in my hand, and I had a lawyer on my left, and I had a non-practicing lawyer on my right. So I was protected on both sides. It took him an hour, and I will be glad to go against the law.
So do we have any other clarifying questions or concerns about Occupy SF legal using $500 of Occupy SF funds to fight against the sit-lie law and to fight for the people who have been arrested because of this law? Any other questions or concerns? Okay, so if you want to support this proposal, please put your thumbs up. You consent to this. If you don't, please put your thumb to the side. Stand aside, I'm sorry, stand aside. Please keep your stand asides prominent. 1, 2. And blocks. Do we have any blocks for this? Okay, great. So it passed, but I'm going to ask that the people who stand aside if they'd like to express why they did. Does anyone who stood aside like to say why?
I'm concerned that it might not be the best strategic choice. I've heard lawyers say that the chances are very poor and it might set a poor precedent. I'd also be more comfortable if there was coordination between lawyers that were involved in helping us on various things.
Thank you, Brad.
Okay, Peter.
Okay, so we passed it. Woo! This is our last proposal for the evening. It's Peter's proposal.
Hi there. We're Occupy SF Media, and we were very, very fortunate in that we had some donated to us.
Mike.
Peter, can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter, can you take the mic?
Sure.
Or at least stand at this edge or something.
I'm sorry.
Hello. We're Occupy SF Media, and we're really grateful because we had some equipment donated. But the first thing we thought of is that we have to be good members of the community, and how do we share it? Now the problem is this is electronic equipment. You know, it's the kind of thing that can easily have little pieces lost or broken, and so essentially, you know, the more it's shared, the quicker it'll degrade. But we want to balance protecting the equipment with being good members of the community. So we got together and talked and consented on a proposal of how we could share it with people. The equipment is, first of all, a MiFi unit, which allows you to connect to it via Wi-Fi, and then it connects you to the internet cellularly. A streaming cellular phone for video streaming. 2 cheap little Panasonic infrared lights, which are great for shooting in the dark. They have rechargeable batteries that kind of die very soon, so there's 2 of them. A used consumer HD video camera. It was very inexpensive, but since they let me choose the one, I chose one with a good lens and everything, so it'd be good for us. And a RAID system for editing, and then we already have 2 pieces of equipment sourced elsewhere, a portable 750 gigabyte hard drive on long-term loans with Kyle Leslie, and a 1 terabyte portable drive that we're using for transferring our video files around so we can edit our videos together. So, how do we balance these things? How do we do it? Well, we figured if you come to 3 media meetings and we get to know you, Rob also suggested that if it's over $200 that we take information from the person's ID so that we have more on them. And Bellstar made a slight amendment to that. And the final thing is I had this idea that we have had problems with passwords and equipment both.
we've had a lot of equipment disappear here, and that's why we take this process so seriously. And so we came up with this sign-out sheet where you list the equipment and you initial next to each thing you take, and we're going to write down every little thing, every little accessory you take that gets lost. And on there you sign that you agree that any passwords you have and any equipment that you have that's OSF belongs to OSF and not you, and that when the media group consensus on asking you to give it back, that you will give it back. And so we hope that it's fair. I have to say that, you know, the more hands the equipment gets, the quicker it'll degrade. So this way it'll just take a long time, we hope, before it happens. But I don't think it's a process that we can actually stop. So, but I think this balances everything. Who has questions?
So if you have clarifying questions or concerns, please get the attention of Chris, our stack taker. Yeah, I guess this comes back to the question of who these items are property of now, if they belong to OccupySF or the media group.
I was told that they were given to the media group.
You guys shutting me or something?
Part of OccupySF, so.
I'm on one side of me and you on the other. I feel like I'm getting attacked.
These items were donated to the OSF media group. Media is able to create their own bylaws without needing consensus from General Assembly.
Were these materials donated to OSF, or are they part of are they given to OSF Media?
Greg can answer the third time.
Yeah, I answered already.
Given to OSF Media.
So
We want to be good members of the community, so if you prefer, who prefers, it could just be an announcement. But, you know, our concern is that we just want to show that we're good members of the community. There are people that we would like to say, hey, you deserve to share in this too. We're not going to, like, be hoarders or, you know, something like that. Like, Pirate Mike has already said the live streaming video camera he would like to use sometimes, and we're going to say yes to him because that seems like a reasonable thing to do. But we'll handle it as just an announcement or a proposal. You know, we just wanted to be very respectful to the community. That's all.
Okay, Raul is next on staff.
Raul?
The way I got the proposal from you, it seemed paraphrased just as an explanation of what the proposal says. I'm wondering if there's wording in the proposal about it being for the purpose of preserving the equipment, and that's the end to which it was written.
It's for the purpose of balancing two things that are hard to balance. One is the preservation of the equipment, but of course, the only way to do that is, you know, to put it in a hermetically sealed jar and never use it, right? And then the other extreme would be to let everyone use it, you know, just kind of like honor system, just sign out, you know, but stuff would go missing, you know, it would take, you know, a week and a half before half of it's gone, right? So it's to balance those two things, Raul.
But it's written in the proposal that is the reason for it is to preserve the equipment.
Is for both.
Why it was.
It's for both.
Okay, good.
For both. Yes, sir.
Who's next?
Down there, Derek.
So I support this amendment. Like I said on Tuesday, I have books and I also have notes that people will donate to the archives and also to the Occupy San Francisco Library. I only have 5 books, 2 of them are checked out, and then other people will get them, and I just have them open to anybody who wants them. And then also there's archives at the library, and it's not only open to OccupySF, it's open to the public.
So after we see if there are any more clarifying questions or concerns, we're going to close stack, because since this is the property of OSF Media, it doesn't require General Assembly's approval. And thank you very much for being a good member of OccupySF and telling us about wanting to keep the equipment safe. So right now, and so it's more of an announcement. If we still have clarifying questions, though, does anyone want to get on stack before we close stack?
Rachel is still on stack.
I mean, Rachel's next, but does anyone else want to say anything before we stop this?
I just want to say I love you guys. You guys are doing a beautiful job. Thank you very much.
Peter, if you're taking the contact information of people and keeping it in the database, I would recommend that you encrypt that database, and I would also recommend that you tell everyone whose contact information that you take that their information could be subject to government subpoena. And just be aware that if you're keeping a database of individuals, that's information that the government might eventually want from you for various purposes.
You can trust our government. They know it's best for you.
Really?
Can we get consensus on that?
Okay, so that's the end of our proposal section. Thank you all for being so awesome and excellent to each other and very nice, you know. So now we move on to our discussion section of General Assembly. So we have the discussion section now where we talk about issues that impact us all. We already have a couple of ideas on the agenda, but I would like to hear if anybody else has another discussion idea. The discussion ideas so far are disrespect within General Assembly.
Are we done?
We're done with the proposal section. So you don't have to take notes for discussion really if you don't want to. And then
There was Rachel's proposal to be excellent to each other.
I think we're losing.
but we already proposed that. Now we'll go on to the next
Well,
one.
but I mean, there was a discussion. She wanted to have a discussion about what was going on with Noise Bridge or whatever.
And Project
Yes.
Voyager.
Yeah, so that we have a discussion about Noise Bridge, and what was the other discussion point?
Project Voyager.
Beeger.
Beeger.
Yeah, Project Beeger.
Project Beeger.
That was the video presentation.
Is that it?
I wouldn't mind talking about brainstorming about ways to find office space nearby here where we can all work today.
Okay, that could be a discussion point too. I don't think we need a megaphone anymore since we're all.
Hi, Roy. Good to see you again.
You guys still want to have GA, or are you all done? I think GA. I think we're done. I think we're done.
Process over here.
Thank you.
GA is still working.
No, we're not.
No, we're done consenting.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, I see how you go.
Excuse me, everybody.
Hey,
Mic
check.
Mic check.
Check.
I just wanted to remind everybody we're going to do a little presentation regarding the land reclamation project called Project Beeger. Guys, this is about the mountains, and they want to chop down 97% of the trees, and we're not going to let them do it. So, if everybody wants to gather around, we have a nice video presentation of the property that we want to save, and the owner of the land is here, and his legal representation is here to answer any questions. We are going to have a field trip, gang. Did that catch your ears? Field trip? Field trip to the mountains? Field trip to the mountains? Alright, so I'll be here in about 5 minutes.
Can I build a tree house?
Yes, you may, sir.
Next.
Okay. So that looks like the end of GA, except for a slight discussion. Yeah. Should I leave this rolling for the?
Well, we're gonna show a video, and then we're gonna talk about something we want to do.
Mike? Should I leave this rolling for it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Want me
not?
to get the computer for you?
Yeah, it's right here.
Where did Dharma leave already?
Yeah, he had to go. He wasn't feeling well. He's aches and pains. It was good to see him down here, though.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming down, Dharma Burning. Here, we're gonna do it right here.
Yeah. I'll just turn the screen that way we can kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Time for some water.
Responsibility. Respect. Accountability.
Here, why don't you set that
Yeah, I
up?
will. You wanna play with this for a minute? Walk around, point it at people.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want this too?
Yeah. So, we have a friend of ours named Renee here. Renee, what are your impressions of the Occupy? I remember meeting you in one of the first days that we were camping at 555, and I think you've been able to see a lot of changes in the past 4 or 5 months. I was wondering what your impressions are on this. 6 months here.
6 months. I mean, I'm always astounded when I stop and really think about it. I mean, it's just consumed my life so much, and become so integral to everything that I do that I don't really think about it. But when I do, I'm just like, it started with 12 people outside of a bank, and when there was literally no mention of this in the news, and then in the middle of the week, Noam Chomsky comes out and he supports us, and then the ball just starts rolling from there. And you know, we've had marches and thousands of people showing up for things, and it's astounding thinking about all the things that we've been able to do so far. You know, not just here in San Francisco, but abroad. Inequality is something that's part of the dialogue now about things that need to happen. It's not just about the deficit and the debt ceiling. Income inequality, it matters now. Occupy has a huge role, played a huge role in that.
How do you feel, Renee, about us holding our GA here in home sweet home of the Bradley Manning Plaza? And can you still see the etheric traces of our beautiful camp here?
Yeah, I mean,
it feels special tonight, doesn't it?
It does. I love coming back here, especially with people from Occupy. It just reminds us of what all the things that we did and all the things that we will continue to do.
I think Derek brought it up pretty good tonight in the General Assembly about how Occupy is largely a lot about just physical space, transforming that space and bringing it back into the hands of the people. And you know, we're standing here in the Bradley Manning Plaza, formerly Justin Herman Plaza, and I think it's really neat that new name stuck, even in the press.
Yeah.
Although right now this is Justin Herman Plaza. It's ripe for retaking. And right now we're getting ready to do a really cool little presentation. So I want to find someone else to film a bit.
What are you guys doing?
Well, we're going to reclaim some land in Santa Cruz Mountain.
Okay.
And the owner is here, and he's a really neat gentleman. He this was the guy that put Voyager in. And he was basically exploited by the government. He was paid peanuts. They took advantage of his mind, and now he's basically being kicked off of land that he's owned free and clear for the past 30 years. So we're going to build a team of volunteers to reclaim the land, replant, rebuild the roads, get some trees cleared out, build some sewers. And you want to do that for me, Derek?
Hold it down or what?
Just.
I was coming here for the presentation. And,
okay, good. I need someone to film. So.
I can't.
Maybe Rob.
I'm relying on a ride.
Yeah. Let's go over here to James, Mr. Presentation. Where do we want to gather up everybody over here?
Yeah, over here where you were.
Bell? We're going to go over here for V'ger talk. Hey, what's up, Scud? You want to do live stream?
Yeah.
Film for me?
And what was this going on over here?
It was just a rough cut.
This was, we had GA over here today.
Yeah, I can do all kinds of
Scud!
Did we get Renee's money?
Tumbling out of the cosmic foam. What?
Did we get Renee's money for the hard drive?
I don't know. Renee, did you need money for a hard drive?
Here, I'll take that
Was
back.
that the 4 gig thing they were talking about? The 4 terabyte thing?
Yeah, it was the one terabyte
cool.
one. Yeah.
$70 or something. Oh, here.
No.
Let me hold this. I forgot I was filming still.
Hey, guys,
So-
what are these little groups talking about? Depression and shit?
All right, we're gonna show this quick video. There. Yes.
No, we're really good actually.
Kaler Basin. This was the recon mission. Photographs from the recon mission, and I took the liberty of creating the video and making it set to Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start it, and people can come over here when they hear the music. Play. Says I.
Yeah, cool. We're setting it up.
That's all stills?
Yeah, they're all stills.
Yeah, right here.
Bell Star.
Yeah. And
So where is this exactly?
This is in the Santa Cruz Mountains.
Oh, right. Okay.
Should start with a map probably.
yeah, I just did a rough throw it together so people can see where it was at.
Yeah, March 3rd.
Partridge Family, right?
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Partridge
I thought you were on
Family.
the list for that.
Yeah.
Rebel Tour.
So
TV
this
show.
is the where you would drive down into the campsite and be able to drop gear and stuff, and this would be a security checkpoint.
Get in
And
there.
then down lower here in a few more photographs. This is down near where the water is down there. That's the water creek.
Okay.
That's where the creek is.
Yeah.
I definitely.
That's just the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I really want to hear you.
And there's
That's part
old
of the
camp.
That's part of the campground. That was a kitchen there. That was a field kitchen. So all we gotta do is like clean all this stuff up.
What the hell was that?
That's the camp.
What camp? Oh, over at Land's End?
No, over at Roy's place. Oh. See, people have just let it go to shit. You know.
So we're gonna reclaim this property and make it nice again, or
You know,
clean it
there's
up.
Little stuff that needs to be. There's a nice outhouse out there.
Johnny Bot.
You know, so there's a beautiful creek.
The view from the toilet.
This is like a beautiful ring of stones to tell stories. Look at that deer. And people have just abandoned it, you know? It's beautiful.
And what's the weather like?
Just like it is out here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
What would you say, Roy? It's about 2,000 feet elevation. Not particularly cold.
Yeah.
It's temperate. It's a little chilly at night. Yeah, we might have to show this to different little groups.
That's fine. It's 4 minutes long. It's 3.5 minutes. This is just up the street on the other side of the street, his other location, another place you can pull into the forest. It's a firewood station. And that's it. Here's Roy, owner of that beautiful property. We're gonna clean it up for you and make it make it your vision. I'm excited for him. I can't wait to come back down there and check it out again and start some work. Last time was just a recon mission. Now we can, get our hands dirty.
2 hours by car?
I'd say about 2 hours.
Some of the vehicles. Excuse me, sir, you gotta back up so everybody can tell. This is a sort of a.
They already just saw it.
If you come in, there's a sort of legitimate area.
The reflex.
My orthopedist is a standing order in my record. If I need oxycontin, I just have to call my doctor.
Stuff like this.
And I'm not having that.
These are the things that it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If we can get 25 people on a rotation up there, and depending on how it progresses.
Oh yeah, that's where my thoughts are.
They have a.
I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that time is nature.
For instance, the marijuana thing will be taken care of with time.
The main thing is
The game area will be
this
taken care of with time.
belongs to someone.
Well, time is like,
And the person that this belongs to has every right to this is actually, and the government has no right to interfere with this man's wishes. It pretty much gave his entire career to the government.
no, we're there now. We don't gotta wait now. We're there well over 50%.
And now he has to deal with petty local ordinances. Now he has to deal with petty local ordinances that greatly impinge his freedom and, in fact, endanger the man. Because when the police go out there to raid all this beautiful land and these vehicles, the police are virtually no assistance. So what happens? Community comes together to do this for one another. Look at that. In the middle of the woods. And this is the type of stuff we gotta clean up. You know, garbage bags and breaking. Teddy Roosevelt walked through. Roy used to have nice lanes all falling into disrepair because they haven't allowed him to take care of his own land. It's ridiculous.
What's the situation as far as how long you have rights to the property?
It's, yeah. Roy, would you like to answer that? I'll turn this down a little.
What are they trying to tell you?
I've been told that I have to log 90 redwood trees.
The log.
It's the Kaler microbase.
Because of that company?
No, I mean
No, that's him.
That's him. This is Roy Kaler.
Who wants to log it?
The county wants me to log 90% of the trees. They say I've missed 3 logging cycles. I'm about to come up on the 4th logging cycle. And they get a kickback from the state as a percentage of what I would pay the state for the fees to be able to log. So they're after the money. They don't care about the trees. And they want me to
hire a private corporation to log it. Or they want you to do that?
No, well, either way. They want it done. I've been trying to.
How are they trying to enforce this? They're just writing you letters?
Well, they're suing me for $22 million.
And they fine him whenever he complains about it.
Hey, you know what I find funny is they're gonna sue a man that he'll put one of the most well-known satellites into outer space and is still going.
Yeah.
I mean, Voyager is. I remember watching Star Trek and growing up as a kid. Voyager, you know, V'ger. Project V'ger.
It's not in here, but it's
Voyager.
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 There's another bus in another site where most of the design work was done.
Yeah.
The white
It's
bus.
beautiful.
Wow.
The prototypes of the electric cars he built 30 years ago. are
And
still
motorcycles.
there. And the motorcycles.
Electric motorcycles. You've owned it for how many years?
20
Play it.
28 years.
Did you pause it or?
No,
Oh, you just turned the sound off. I got you.
I don't either, but I keep writing logs.
Are you growing anything?
But it's already zoned for 15 acres, right?
Yeah.
Even within their ridiculous.
15.3
It's a lot of
acres.
food.
I'm allowed to farm.
I do.
I didn't get one. Oh, never.
What's the condition of the soil?
Pretty decent. Like I ran organic garden in this general area, and I was a total neophyte. I just had excellent results. I did intensive French farming, raised bed stuff, a number of redwood logs parallel. I took dirt from under oak trees, put it there, and just
What were you cooking, Pirate?
I was cooking
dinner.
No, it was like
Shut up.
dandelion leaves and garbanzo beans.
That's what we're gonna be battling.
We killed a couple of squirrels and chipmunks and mixed them in.
No, what did we have though? Like some oddball stuff, dude.
It was
like
garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo bean with mushrooms.
This is a firewood stand in the background.
Yeah, look. Isn't that cool?
Is that you? No.
But yeah, it's a wildlife and wilderness preserve, guys, and the man had done it for years, and now he can't, and now we have to do it again, and it's going to be reformed.
I wouldn't say we have to. I'd say we get to.
We get to, right? We must.
Oh.
Yeah. We must. So it's real important that the people who go up there can be committed to it, because there's not going to be any drinking shenanigans or running amok. It's going to be tight as shit. You know, we're going to have dedicated security down at that auto, that auto yard you saw, and then that encampment will be down in the nice campground area that we can reclaim. From there, people can go out and work on the trails. The mechanics can go pick a vehicle, etc. Whatever Roy needs done. So we're putting together the vision plan for that, and we want to try to have it locked down prior to the court appearance around March 29th or so. We're still waiting to hear back on that. There's time, brothers. I just wanted to find out who may be interested in going up there for a night and checking out the weather.
How far is it from?
It's about a 40-minute drive. So is it maybe an hour? It's on a hill.
Whatever.
How far is it from San Francisco again? An hour and a half?
About hour and a half to 2 hours. Depends on who's driving.
I think
Gorgeous location.
2 days.
To the highway.
Highway 236.
Yeah.
It's about 6.5 miles from the city of Boulder. It's on the edge of Big Basin Redwood State Park.
Alright, I gotta get going. I'll see you.
Well, thanks for coming by, Roy. I'm really glad I just by chance slapped that together today. I was just gonna start playing with that and put some pictures together. It's not finalized, but they said they wanted to show it tonight, and I was like, well, I'm not done, but I'll show what I got.
It's a good start.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
Well documented experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we should get media passes for get in there with cameras so they can't pull their shenanigans.
You need at least 5 days.
Before it's filed one. Where are you? I filed one.
So, I'll spin the camera around here. For those of you that are still watching, I'm just going to end this with what a great GA here in Occupy San Francisco. Occupy One Liberty signing out. Peace and love. Thanks for restreaming Buddha Q, and all the thanks to the rest of the occupiers out there. Global Revolution Live, Punk Boy, and everybody. Occupy.